So right now we're going to talk about San Diego's most walkable neighborhoods because this seems to be at the top of everybody's list is they want to find their next neighborhood and they want to have some walkability along with it. So if you're looking to live in San Diego and you want to walk from your doorstep to farmers markets, restaurants, bars, or maybe go grab your morning coffee, then you're definitely going to want to stick around. Hey guys, welcome back. Or maybe this is your first time here and you like to know every little thing about living in San Diego. Make sure you tap that subscribe button down below. My name is Nick and you guys are reaching out all the time and we really do love helping you out. So if you're thinking about making a move here in a week, a month, or even a year, just shoot us a text, shoot us an email, or just straight up give us a call so we can help you save a ton of time and just help you make a move right here to San Diego. Now, San Diego has well over 100 plus neighborhoods, so it can get kind of tricky on trying to figure out which one is going to be the right fit for you depending on your lifestyle, your wants, needs, all that fun stuff. So today I just want to cover the most walkable neighborhoods because one of these might actually be a good choice for you. So let's go ahead and dive into the first one. North Park. Now, North Park is located in central San Diego. It's about 10 minutes from downtown San Diego, and it's literally just smack dab in the middle of San Diego. So the location is very on point, especially if you have to head to the airport pretty often. You're only going to be 10, 15 minutes away from that. Downtown San Diego, like I mentioned, just right there as well. Now, when it comes to the walking score over here, you're looking at a walking score of about 86. The transit score is 49, and the biking score came in at about 64. So overall, I really think this is a place where you can get pretty much everything you need to do done on foot. So if you have to go to the grocery store, if you need to go to a restaurant or go meet friends or family, whatever, you're gonna have plenty of options, especially if you need to go grab some coffee. You have coffee shops all over the place. Now, once you kind of cruise around this area, or I should say this neighborhood, you're gonna see that it is a very vibrant area. You got a lot to really love about this place, from everything from the wall art, you got some really cool graffiti, and just stuff that gives it kind of a nice kind of personality to it. And it's just a cool place to kind of cruise around. Now, what I will say is you have a ton. I mean a ton. This is one of the biggest highlights about it, of restaurants. You got some really well-known bars over there. You got Polite Provisions, which if you like your whiskey, you're gonna have a ton of whiskey drinks there. But that's not the only one. You just have so many choices when it comes to that. And they're all very trendy and hip, and especially when it comes to breweries, you're gonna have an endless amount of places to get beers. If you like hard kombucha, which I've definitely become a fan of, I mean, you gotta be careful with those. You have more than 3 of those, you are gonna wake up with a massive headache. But Juneshine, which is like one of the first hard kombuchas I think ever to come around, they have a brewery or a tasting room right here in North Park as well. Also, for my people that love live music, I mean, I live up in North San Diego, but I come down to North Park definitely just for the concert venue known as the North Park Observatory a few times a year, because you have some really well-known bands playing here. So it's definitely something you want to keep an eye on, especially if you live anywhere in San Diego. Make sure you're watching the lineup here because you're going to see some really good bands come through, especially some of your favorites you're really going to see come through this area. Not to mention a lot of the surrounding neighborhoods of North Park. You have South Park, you're going to have City Heights, Normal Heights, Talmadge. All of these little neighborhoods as well have a very similar feel to North Park. You're gonna have some great walkability over there, and you're just gonna have a kind of a similar vibe if you kind of wanna open up your zone for what you're searching for, whether it be for renting or for buying. Now, when it does come to housing options over here, you have some really cool housing options, especially if you really like historic homes, more of a craftsman style home, or maybe you like kind of a Spanish colonial. You will have a ton of options over here, and I love these homes over here, but you do have to be kind of aware of the prices as well, because prices for one of these single family detached options, it's really going to start at about 1.2 million and going well above that depending on the size. You also do have a ton of multifamily homes, so whether you're looking for a duplex or a triplex or maybe a quad, you're gonna have a ton of options if you wanna kind of house hack or do something like that. That's a really good option over there. And let's say you're looking for a condo or townhome, you're gonna have a ton of options, probably more options for that over here. So if you wanna look for a condo, you can find condos usually starting at about 600,000. Next up is going to be Oceanside. Now, Oceanside is located in northern San Diego, and it's one of the last cities before you head up into Orange County and the Los Angeles area. Now, it is considered a coastal town, but I want to mention that it is a pretty big city. So when I'm talking about the walkability and all that fun stuff, I'm only talking about the coastal region of Oceanside, so anything west of Interstate 5. Now, Oceanside did get a walking score of 97. It got a transit score of 49 and a biking score of 77. Now, as a person that's lived there for over 4 years, I can totally attest to this place because I absolutely love it here. It does have its pros, it has its cons. We have a ton of videos here about it, but the walkability here and being able to walk out of your front door, whether you want to hop on your e-bike or you just want to go to a walk to one of the local bars or restaurants, you're going to have so many options. And not to mention, it is a coastal town, like I mentioned, so you're only a hop, skip, and a jump from the beach. So if you want to go down to the beach and hang out there for the day, walk back up, grab a beer, grab a bite to eat, you'll have that option and you will catch a epic, I'm talking epic sunset over here in Oceanside. Absolutely love it. Now, another thing is it has farmers market. It also has another thing called the sunset market, which happens, well, both of them, the farmers and sunset market, happen on Thursday, but Thursday nights from about 5 o'clock into about 9, you're gonna have the sunset market where you have a ton of food vendors. You're gonna have options for baked goods, treats, ice cream, food, whatever you want. You have tons and tons of stuff going on, and it's just great and it's a lot of fun. So definitely Oceanside is a place, if you're looking for walkability, to look more into. And when it comes to the housing options over here, it's going to be interesting because you have a ton of options, whether you want a condo, you want something oceanfront, you want a multifamily unit where you can do the duplex, triplex, you can do the house hacking thing. You can totally do that over here. You're going to have a ton of options. Historic architecture, you're going to have Spanish colonial, you're going to have teardowns that are just complete modern new builds. So you'll have a lot of different options when it does come to housing over here. Now, with the prices, I would say the prices for your detached homes are really going to start upwards of probably 1.3, 1.4 million. Then you're going to start to see more options. And then with condos, depending on where you're looking, you can find some condos starting at about $800,000. And as much as we love making these videos for you guys, we love helping you with your real estate needs just a little bit more. So if you guys have any questions on these neighborhoods, or you're just trying to figure out which area is going to be the best for you, we know these areas like the back of our hand, and we'd love to save you a lot of time. So make sure you guys are reaching out. Our info is right below. We're gonna talk about somewhere that definitely has to be on this list and probably has the best walkability out of everywhere, and that is going to be downtown San Diego. So it's located literally right in the heart of San Diego. When you look at it on the map, you're really close to the San Diego airport, which is great. And you just have a lot, like I mean a lot going on. So if you like the hustle and bustle and you just want to be in the middle of everything, downtown San Diego is where it's going to be at. Now, they got a walking score of about 98. The transit score came in at 82 and the biking score came in at 86. So that's going to be some of the highest numbers that we're going to see, and rightfully so for all those other reasons that I named. Now, what I will say is downtown San Diego can really be broken up into a few different neighborhoods. You're going to have Little Italy, you're going to have Columbia Core, you're going to have East Village, you're going to have Bankers Hill, you have the Marina. So you have a lot of different little districts down here. And one thing I will say is that when it comes to the unsheltered and homeless, you are definitely going to see it down here in downtown San Diego. And if you're the type of person or family that just doesn't want to see that at all, I'd probably avoid downtown San Diego. But a lot of these walkable areas that I'm talking about, you're going to see it. But here specifically, especially in areas like East Village, you're going to see tents propped up, and you're just going to see that there is a bit of an unsheltered problem. Now, what I would recommend to look into, or which areas, if you want to be in downtown San Diego, definitely look into Little Italy. This is probably the most recommended area, and this is where people seem to like the most. It's a little bit cleaner for a downtown area, and you also have some other areas just right around there, like Core Columbia, like I mentioned, and the Marina area or Harbor View. Those are going to be some great areas to look in. Now, what I want to touch base on is I talked a little bit about the transit. This is going to be a place you definitely could get away without having a car. You're going to have the downtown coaster station, which is great. So if you ever want to shoot up to, Oceanside, Carlsbad, Encinitas, Solana Beach, you can get out of downtown San Diego and go hit the beach by just hopping onto the coaster. So it's a great amenity to use down there. And when it comes to restaurants, yes, you're gonna have some of the most top known, or I should say best known restaurants right here in downtown San Diego. You got Seneca's, which is super, super cool. I guess some people call it Seneca's, but it's an Italian restaurant. And this is a place you definitely need to check out because the vibe in here is so cool, really good Italian food, but you're gonna have a ton of other restaurants just like that happening down here, so you definitely will not go bored. Now, when it comes to the housing options, you're really gonna have no single family options. It's really a lot of high-rise condos. You got some stuff that are maybe, 3-story tall buildings, but you're gonna have a lot of condo options, and these options are really gonna start at about $600,000 and going well up to, $1 million, $1.5, $2 million. One thing that I would recommend to definitely look into if you're looking into these areas are going to be the HOAs, because all of the HOAs in these buildings are going to be different. Some are going to start at $400 a month and some are going to go up to $1,000 a month. So you just need to know what the amenities look like and what they're really going to be taking care of for you. The next walkable area that I definitely need to mention is going to be Encinitas. Now, Encinitas is located in northern San Diego as well, and this is going to be another coastal town, and this one got a walking score of 83 and a biking score of 46. Now, what I do want to mention again is everything west of Interstate 5 right here is going to be really what I'm talking about. This is going to be your walkable areas, but don't get me wrong, all of Encinitas is a pretty darn cool place. But if you're looking for the walkability west of the I-5, that's where it's all going to be. Now, when it comes to the neighborhoods over here, this is what makes it so special is you have Cardiff by the Sea, you have the classic downtown Encinitas, you have Leucadia, and once you start driving down the 101, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about because you have beautiful ocean views on one side, and then on the other side, you're gonna have shops, bars, and restaurants. And it's just a place where you're always gonna see people out and about walking around, whether they're biking, they're going to their yoga class, they're gonna walk to a restaurant. That's kind of the vibe over here, not to mention big surfer's paradise over here. You have some really good beach breaks and just some really gorgeous beaches in general if you wanna go down there or just catch a really good sunset. Now, when it comes to restaurants and just food and dining and all that, in my opinion, Encinitas has some of the best food options. I love a lot of these restaurants down here. I know so many of them, and they're just really good, whether you want something casual, you want some fine dining, maybe you're gonna go on date night, or maybe you wanna go hit kind of like a dive bar, go to Captain Kino's, or maybe you want something a little more upscale. You're gonna have so many different options, and it's just miles and miles and miles of restaurants and shops and all that stuff. So really, really good time and definitely a place to look into more. When it comes to the housing options over here in Encinitas, it's definitely a place that you're gonna wanna bring a bigger budget. It's a very affluent area. You got some really good schools, so that just makes the prices go up. And when it comes to single family and detached options, you're not really gonna have any options until you have about 1.9, closer to $2 million. Then you're gonna start to see your single family detached options open up. So I'm not kidding when I say bring a bigger budget over here. If you're okay with a townhome that's in this walkability and the hustle and bustle, you can find something starting right around $1.5 million going well up to $3-4 million, especially if you want something that's going to be oceanfront. You got some beautiful, gorgeous homes over here, but you definitely, like I said, want to bring a bigger budget over here. So those are going to be some of San Diego's most walkable areas, definitely some of the more popular areas, but some of these areas might be better for you than others. And that's exactly what we love to do, is help you guys figure out which one's going to be the best for you. And it really takes only one conversation typically to figure out what you like, what you don't like, what are your needs, what's your commute look like, what's your budget like. All that stuff plays such a big part into it. Once we can kind of find that stuff out, we can help pinpoint you into maybe 1 or 2 or maybe 3 areas that we know are going to be perfect for you. So make sure you guys are reaching out, shoot us a text, shoot us an email, or just straight up give us a call. And make sure you guys check out a couple of these videos right here, because these will probably be extremely helpful as well. Thanks for watching.